What? What's in your hand?
Good news! Lots of background noise, but that's where we live on our base camp. We got our new camera! First 4K mirrorless from Canon. I've been going through different cameras and found that when I have one type of camera and then I go to another camera for B camera, my color is way off and it's a lot of work to edit. I've got a lot of Canon lenses now to try and support this silly YouTube channel. So
when did it arrive?
It just arrived like 5 seconds ago. And my wife's like, well, you should take a shower first. We should get video. I'm like, I can't wait. I got to open it.
Can't wait to open it.
We've had this on its brand new release. It's been on back order for a month. And I wanted to be one of the first people to review it. That isn't on that super list of YouTubers who do reviews. So I bought this from Adorama. And we wanted a very small camera for the gimbal, so we had really steady shots, and shooting in 4K for those times when you want 4K. We don't always shoot 4K, but when you want to pan in, zoom in to a frame, if you're in 1024, you know, sometimes the resolution's not good. So anyhow, this is the new EOS M50 Canon 4K camera.
Okay, we'll do an open box later.
We'll do open box right now.
Right now.
Oh, it won't open. It's like Christmas. Christmas in the springtime.
Yay.
And of course you get this easy to use reader's manual, which is about, I don't know, quite a few pages long. 120 pages
you never
or
read
so.
it, so it doesn't matter.
I do read it. You don't read it.
Just look online, watch other users.
You just ask me, hey, how do I do this? It doesn't work. Oh, look at this little baby. You know, we've used some action cameras and we've used our Osmo, which is a good camera. Doesn't do good low light, but it is a 4K camera. But the color grading is totally different. So when I want to shoot A and B cameras, my face looks one color in one and one in the other. This should take care of that. We got the camera body, a little tiny baby strap. Look at how cute it is. We got the biggest problem is you got smaller batteries, so we're changing batteries more often. We knew that. And of course your charger here and the lens.
Teeny tiny lens.
Teeny tiny lens. Oh, look at this lens. It's a baby lens. Isn't it cute? It's like mama had a baby. I'll show you later compared to another lens, but oh, this is so cute. Now it's not very heavy, which means probably there's not much glass in here, and it's not a very good lens, I suppose. But for video, it may be good enough. This is a 15 to 45 millimeter, and I believe they call this an M version lens. Look at the tiny little caps here. Oh, it's a baby.
It's good for on gimbal, right?
So we call it an EF-M 15 to 45 millimeter. The problem is it's a 3.5 minimum aperture setting, so it's not probably as good low light as my bigger lenses. But on a gimbal, my gimbal, I have the Zhiyun crane. Did I say that?
Zhiyun crane.
Zhiyun crane. And on our big ADD camera bodies with a big lens, it's just not very happy. The motors aren't strong enough. So this is the compromise. It's lighter and we'll still shoot 4K, and I think in some of the resolutions it will go to 120 frames per second, so you can go slow motion on it. Oh, it's so cute.
Cute little baby.
It's so cute. Fairly standard mount application here. And there you have the little baby. Isn't it cute?
You know how to open it?
No, maybe not.
Read the manual.
I don't want to. This doesn't open. It must be really tight. Is there a release? I don't see a release anywhere. Oh, opens hard because it's
It's brand new.
brand new model. It's a variable.
Oh, I can still flip the.
You can flip the screen. Yeah, this direction. So when you're, doing selfie, it's really handy for that. But you still have the ability on the top here to load a hot shoe for flash. Well, it won't be flash. Probably it'll be microphone in our case. We probably got to get a smaller microphone yet, since the one we used for telescoping may be too long and it may get into the lens. But this is the new little baby. So let's see if we plug it in.
Now we need to charge it. Charge the battery first.
Do we really?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
The battery is so empty.
I think it's half charged.
I don't think so.
The manual probably says charge the battery first, so
Yes.
I'll only plug it in real quickly. Let's see if I can figure all this without a manual. So it's kind of the same as the Panasonic, Sony battery sizes, a smaller format. It's got, I'll have to check the spec on it again. I think you can do like 230 pictures or something like that before the battery runs out. And that is usually a big limitation with all the other cameras I've found, is that they just don't have enough battery life. Ooh, it turns on.
How much battery?
There's no display on the top like on the bigger format cameras, camera bodies.
Yeah.
Everything is still controlled mainly through here. You do have these controls: automatic setting, program, time, and aperture setting, and manual. And then movie mode. And then it looks like you choose the mode. Movie mode that sets brightness automatically for the scene. Sounds good for now. You could do manual, but then you have to make sure you know your metering setting. So we're going to do automatic. Push and hold down the lens switch in direction and then rotate the lens to enable shooting. Yeah.
No.
Let's take a picture of our picture lady.
I'm ugly.
Movie mode.
I have to hide behind the camera.
Okay, this is funny. Come up here real close.
What?
Boy, that'll take some people longer. You got to push this and slide it here and rotate for it to unlock the lens. Which is good because these bridge lenses, I've broken them before. In fact, I'm trying to sell a camera I'm right now. Probably that's had that happen. Is the benefit of zoom is, you have more variability. No, I want to get a good picture of you, so I want to stay in the sun. Okay, here we go. Let's see if it works. Is it recording? Where's the record button? No card in the camera. Okay, so the other thing is you got to put a card in it, of course.
You forgot to insert the card.
I'm so excited. Just to give you an idea of size, here's one of the 80Ds that I normally shoot with. It has a similar zoom size lens. It's a 16 to 35 L lens, 2.8 aperture. And then this tiny little lens here. So clearly I'm not going to have as much ability to shoot in low light settings probably, but it has a fairly large format sensor, APS-C, which is the same sensor as the large body here. So, Canon has really fallen behind when it comes to 4K shooting, and until this camera came out, they were getting their lunch handed to them by both Sony and Panasonic, which are two of the big companies that have really taken on the 4K market for mirrorless cameras. So this is the first adventure in a 4K in a mirrorless for Canon. They do that ability on the 5D Mark IV. We wanted something small for our gimbal, and that's what we've got here. You put in your time zone.
The zone is London. You need to change that time zone.
New York, Chicago, we're on the West Coast, so it'll be Los Angeles. And you should be ready. So now I've got the memory in. It takes a standard size card, which I really like. I'm starting to use smaller micros and the adapters. I think they're fairly similar performance, but they seem to be easier to use. I tend to, for some reason, statically discharge to the micros or something, and they don't always work. So anyhow, this will take the larger memory, which I really like. If we can. Got memory. Do we have everything? Okay, this is what she looks like. I don't even know if I'm in 4K mode yet or not. But you can see it's very small. You can hold it with your hand real lightly. Oh, don't drop it. And
see, I need to use both hands to hold it.
Yeah, look at, that camera's as big as her head.
Like this.
Yeah. So we'll see if this works. I'm going to give you further reviews and let you know how
After we actually use
how we
it.
think we like it and see if it's going to work for us. It's Mark and Rebecca from La Vie Flottante. See you later.